Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Israel Brief, brought to you by Lay of the Land. I'm Relene Marks, your host, bringing you the top stories from Israel and the region every Monday to Thursday on this platform and also on our YouTube channel. You can find us at the Israel Brief, and if you click on the big red subscribe button, you too can bring the headlines from Israel out to the world. And can you believe it's already Thursday, already the eve of the weekend right here in Israel? But before we break for a well-deserved rest, let's take a look at those top stories making headlines. And sadly, our top story of the day goes back to the coronavirus crisis, and it really is becoming a crisis in Israel with nearly 4,000 new infections today. This is the highest day to date since the start of the global pandemic. And as we speak, the coronavirus crisis is in meetings and debating whether or not to go into national lockdown in time for Rosh Hashanah, the New Year, which starts next Friday night. And there's been a lot of opposition by small business owners and many individuals saying that we cannot go back to the economic crisis that we were enduring, and they're tempting anarchy. But the numbers are very, very serious, and something or some kind of control has to be taken. But on a good news note, next month after the Chagim, or after the Jewish festivals, we will begin vaccine trials on humans here in Israel. In other news, and it's really my favorite topic, the ongoing normalization that is happening in the Middle East, and exciting news coming in last night. Jared Kushner announced that both Saudi Arabia and Bahrain have opened up their airspace to all Israel-bound air traffic. This is really great, especially for you Aussies who travel so far to come and visit us in Israel. This cuts down the flight time significantly. A really major breakthrough. And while we're talking normalization, we have to talk about our good friends, the UAE. And it has been announced that Sheba Hospital in Israel and UAE private sector company Apex have signed a deal for cooperation on an innovation hub. So already we're just under a month since the signing of the Abraham Accords, and already in multiple fields we see this cooperation happening. But not so happy are the Palestinians. Yesterday they faced a significant blow when the Arab League refused to uphold a resolution condemning the signing of the Abraham Accords between Israel and the United Arab Emirates. And those accords will be signed into effect on Tuesday at the White House. Our Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is already in Washington, D.C. More around the region, we now go to Beirut, and last week a terrible blast took place in the port of Beirut, and today a massive fire broke out there. As we speak, helicopters are busy trying to pour water on the blaze to put out the fire, and the Lebanese Red Cross have said that they don't expect any more fires or any more explosions, and no casualties have been reported so far. What has caused the blaze, we don't know yet, but we know that at least 104 forest fires have broken out around the country of Lebanon because of severe heat, which is very unseasonable for this time of year. We do have a hot summer, and the temperatures can be quite hot this time of the year, but not as hot as they have been recently, and they have appealed for international aid, and so far Cyprus, Jordan and Greece have responded. So those are the top stories making headlines today in Israel and surrounds. But don't forget, if you're looking for some good reading material this weekend, all you have to do is check out our website at www.layoftheland.online. You can read all about our participation in the Tour de France. Yes, Israel has a team. It's called Startup Nation. It's participating in the Tour de France. That's written by Dave Kaplan. It's also up on our Facebook page. Give us a like, give us a follow while you're there. Maybe even pop us a Shabbat Shalom meeting or greeting and see where we are in the country tomorrow. Slightly different message tomorrow, but don't take my word for it. Go check it out for yourself. Don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. Click on the big red subscribe button at the Israel Brief, and we're also on Twitter where we love to interact with you. You can find us at Lay of the Land with the digit 5. Give us a follow there. So with all that busy social media that you'll be doing, let me take a minute just to wish you and yours a lovely, a peaceful, a safe and healthy weekend. Shabbat Shalom from all of us at Lay of the Land and the Israel Brief. I'm Rolene Marks, and we'll chat again next week.